Good morning. I thought I'd show you guys the overall plan with the room. And we're actually out of painting palettes, so I need to go on a little bit of a shop, and I'm probably going to pick out the colour I want the wood for the roof of my house to be. The roof of my room. My room is now my house. Wow, there's my brain this morning. I also wanted to show you the start of Halloween. So you should sort of be able to see Ghostface over there. Huh. So how do you zoom? Nope. The point is, there's a ghost face there. I've also just discovered the button to get the camera to flip back over to me very quickly, which is going to be useful in the future. But yes, Ghostface is out. I'm just working on Teleskim, so he's kind of running like across the bridge rather than over to the bridge, which is what he's doing at the moment. But yeah, you know, I've got to work with what I've got, and he seems determined to go that way. So whatever. As long as it doesn't blow into the road, because then I'm like liable. But you know, it's fine at the moment. This is the plan. This is what we're doing today. I'm going out. I need to get some paint. Yay. It is now the end of the day. And this is the wall. It's still drying, so I can't wipe the glitter off just yet. But this pink has like several tons of really dark pink glitter in it. And then this is the purpley blue. And that was kind of like the stripe effect I was going for. So that's gone well. What hasn't gone well? I removed the tape from the ceiling. Yep. That's another problem. And like here, there's like a screw that's been unearthed, so I'm just like, can we not have any problems? Is that too much to ask? Apparently so. But whatever. Point is, this wall's done. I have gigantic purple wall to do and the door, and then I have to move some furniture. Yay! Good afternoon, everybody. I'm at the end of the day, and it's kind of difficult to kind of like show what we've done. Everything's now like covered and protected because we're going to be doing the glorious ceiling next. We have some like proper masonry paint, which should hopefully like cover all the cracks and stuff like that and stop the really crappy ceiling paint from coming off everywhere. To be honest, we were supposed to do the rest of the painting today, but gardening went out. So I kind of show you guys what painting I at least got done before I nip outside and show you the gardening that we got done, because I mean, to be honest, we did a lot. So I've painted the first of the ceiling boards for my room. Don't know if I'm going to leave it like that or give it like a kind of whitewash over the top like all beachy paint. I'm not sure yet. I might wait till it's like up. More Halloween stuff is here. I've done bits and pieces, you see, just as we're going along. Joan's umbrella has finally been dyed, because it should be an old umbrella to match skeletal things. Now I actually have like some vampire teeth somewhere and some like of the polyform stuff. So I'm thinking of giving Joan some vampire teeth. Not sure yet. It depends if I can actually like be arsed finding it. Right, so I'll show you guys what we've actually done today. This is our log pile. That's from the trees that came down. So over there is like the big tree stump itself. Stumpy McStumperson is a huge tree. So basically we've done the bank, which is all the way down there. So I don't know how much you guys can see. It is a mix of lavender, heather, rosemary, hydrangeas, the big tree version of a hydrangea that I cannot remember the name of. Ugh, I give up. I give up trying to remember the name of that thing. Anyway, acers, like this one, this is a weeping acer. We've got a full acer at the back, like well down there somewhere. The red stuff is called dogwood. That is basically like a red vine with bright red leaves that go bright green and then return to red. It's a really vibrant red bark on it at all times, so that's going to hopefully... It grows a bit like ivy, but it's not as destructive. So we can shape it, manipulate it, you can bend it, tie it into knots. It's great stuff. That'll add some like a stroke of red all across the fence. We are eventually going to like do the rest of the bank, just up the side there, but we can't right now because we don't know what's happening with the boiler. Like the boiler and everything need to go over there, so our plumber and electrician need to get that in before we add any plants, otherwise they'll all, you know, die. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all we've managed today, which is quite a lot. To be honest, I've manipulated Ghostface again. He's now more facing us because that's where he wants to be, and I sprayed his face with fake blood. Yeah, I'm basically at that point where I'm just like sort of hanging Halloween decorations but doing it slowly, not doing any of the big stuff, because again it's like, well, when the builders come in, they've got to move stuff around and like, it would just make a bunch of mess basically if I get too much done. The last thing is my carpet turned up. The guy was on his own though. I don't understand that. Right, we've had 2 carpet deliveries with carpets over 5 meters in length. Now if you think about that, that's extremely heavy. Why do they send these guys on their own? Like, I don't understand. Because, I mean, naturally he couldn't bring it in. He couldn't lift the damn thing. I was like, I don't get it. But anyway, it's there, it's a thing, we deal with it. So I'm going to force my way through the front door, avoiding Orb Weaver, which has recently made a nest, get this, under the door knocker. Because that's what everyone who visits our house wants to experience. Spider when they knock on the door. Great. Oh, I've also got Skeletal Nun here. She's doing the T-pose because I did spray her with blood as well. It's very watery stuff. I got it from B&M. I'm used to kind of like the fake blood that kind of dries like plastic, and I don't think this is that stuff. It's kind of like washing off really quickly, so I think it's cheap. Thank you, Kitty, for nearly causing me to trip. Kitty loves me, as he's wont to do. I think today I've earned myself some biscuits. So this one called biscuits. I'm taking party mix up with me because I am frankly knackered. Oh, so much hiccuping. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Today's Monday. Whew, that is very dark hallway, that, and it is not getting any lighter. It's gonna get worse. But there we go. As soon as my camera like focuses on the fact that I'm not actually in a cave. There we go. Light, life, love, all that lot. Yes, so we're due a lot of deliveries tomorrow. A few of them were supposed to come today. We've had like... Good, we had bare basics today. It were just bare basics that turned up. We had to go out for more paint for the masonry, for the ceiling, and then... yeah, we had our builders came back after a 4-day absence. They actually went up to do like, it was like their grandmother's, I forget, chimney. They thought she was like exasperating a problem. Turns out the problem was actually worse. So they ended up like rebuilding a whole chimney or something like that. Which, yeah, that sucks. So that it took them much longer than they expected, which is fine. It's given us some time off. Time for me to like paint everything myself. But yeah, it's fine. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do some painting. and then rearrange the rest of the furniture in the gym. Probably set out one of the beds because I need to see how big they are in order to kind of set out, you know, the rest of the room. But I need to get the ceiling done because it's the messiest job. So I don't really have too many more of those dust sheets. Well, actually, I've got no more of those dust sheets. Whatever it's covered is covered, and whatever it isn't, is going to have to suck it up. So, yeah. But I've got enough masonry paint now to do practically the entire room. So, no crack is going to survive. Yeah, and then on Wednesday, we've got a part of Secret Project turning up, a very big part of Secret Project turning up. It was supposed to come today, but apparently they've had stock issues at the warehouse, so this seems to keep happening to us, so I'm just like, whatever. Yeah. So Secret Project has actually evolved. It's very difficult to talk about Secret Project because I'm just like, I don't want to spoil it. But at the same time, it's changing so much from the original idea that I'm just like, well, is it even... do the previous hints even make sense anymore? And I'm just like, yeah, they kind of don't, but oh well. Yeah. So Secret Project was originally going to be like something that was just purely for the garden, so it's going to be purely aesthetic. Now it's evolved into something that the children can actually use and play with. That was kind of... we went looking for a base for the project, and we thought like buying an official thing was going to be cheaper, and then it turned out to be extremely expensive, and then we were just like, oh, why don't we look at the children's like playhouse version of that thing, and that was actually much cheaper. And then if we went for a more expensive one, you got more for your money, so I was like, let's just do that, then the kids can play on it. So it's exciting. I can't wait for it to turn up. It is coming in like that really boring white, like basic wood. So I'm going to stain it, paint it. It's going to look amazing. And then I'm going to decorate the ever-loving hell out of it. And the idea is I have it ready before Halloween. It'll be just part one of Secret Project. Have I burnt my nose? I think I have. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well. Anyway. So yeah, that's part one of Secret Project, and then part two of Secret Project my mum is doing on her own, because apparently she has YouTubed a lot of stuff on how to build a thing, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, part two is the bit that we need my workshop shed for. On the plus side, we finally ordered some UV resin and a UV resin light, so I can start fixing things when that turns up, which should be tomorrow, hopefully. Again, it's just like a lot of stuff is just coming tomorrow, and then Wednesday. Yeah. But the antiques are coming tomorrow, and I'm just like, they're going to have to come into this room. They just are. They're just going to have to come up here, or potentially be stored in my mum's room until Thursday or Sunday. Sunday, sorry. It was Sunday's the next antiques one. There was something else is coming on Thursday. I think it might actually be the electrician or the plumber. Hopefully. I'm just like, don't care at this point. Yeah, we've kind of, with the plumber and the electrician, we're at that stalemate again. It's this whole, I'm pretty sure we've waited 3 weeks and no one's turned up again, so it's getting, I'm just getting annoyed with it, but it's like, I don't care now. Because we've got someone booked to do the fireplace, the actual fire stove, and the flue and the chimney, and he's coming on a set date, 1st of November that week. I mean, he's far more reliable, so we will have a form of heating over winter. We have more than enough logs to build proper fires with. We just have to make sure they're dried out, so I think George and Co are going to be building the shed for us. We're going to whack that tin roof, that spare tin roof we've got between the two shelves, and that's the log store. That'll help us dry out the rest of the logs we've got. To be honest, half of them are pretty dry. We've had some astonishingly warm weather for October. Not like scorching hot like the summer we've had, but Today was pleasantly nice. It's kind of why we aired towards gardening over painting, because it was like, well, we're actually running out of the good weather. It is going to get cold, and if it gets frost, well, yeah, the plants need to be in the ground, to be frankly honest. So I think what's happening tomorrow with the builders, at least, they are finishing the joists in the ceiling. He said there's only 1 or 2 left. He predicts hour or 2 that'll take him. Then they're going to go outside, and he said even if it's raining, we'll go out, we'll finish that fence. If they finish the fence, I'm hoping to push them onto the planter or the summer house. Either or. But one of them needs building. The thing is, I am pretty sure that the workshop's turning up tomorrow. Or Wednesday. And the workshop is huge. So, to be honest, we need to ask George to build the base of the workshop as well. But again, we'll see. I think in a perfect world we'd get it all painted before it goes up, but because the weather is what it is now, it's probably going to be a case of it goes up, then it gets painted. When we just cope. To be honest, I'm just going to take my watering can and just go whee, and then shove the brush on it. So if someone else holds the ladder, I'll be fine. But yeah, we were talking about the restrictions, I suppose, regarding like farmland and farmland borders today, and buildings and councils in Wales. So yeah, basically our shed that we're going to have, our workshop shed, I think we're planning on putting like a membrane and then like soil on the roof. There's a way of doing it, and then we're going to put like grass seed or wildflower seed or something like that, so it just looks much nicer than it is. We're also going to have a load of bat boxes on, which I think I've said before, because that's for the wildlife preserve people, because we are bringing the trees down, I think, to around 5 metres. The trees are on hold at the moment because monetary wise it's not really viable to do it right now. The guy who was going to chop our trees originally, he kind of double backed on us. It went from, yeah, we'll cut it in half and pull it down, to I've been told the bats, because of the bats and because of the council and because of this, that and the other, we can only take down 2 metres at a time, then we have to wait a couple of months to do the next 2 metres. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but you're charging per day, you know. That went from a one day job to like, you know, a week's job. I mean, because we were going to ask him to do the rest of the trees, which have to come down because they're diseased. So now it's like, well, should we look at another company? Because we've had quotes from other people who will just chop them in half and take it down, and they won't care because they're not from the local area. It's kind of weird being around here because everybody knows everyone else. It's like no one wants to offend anybody. So, you know, they're super careful around the councils and stuff like that. But the fact is, we've already been moving the bats. You know, that's why we've set out bat boxes in certain areas, to encourage them to go to other trees. And it has kind of been working. I've seen the bats move. So they're still there. They're still happy. They're just, yeah. But they're saying it's because we're nearing the end of the month now, so the bats are starting to nest. And I'm like, well, you know, you should have come and taken our trees down 2 months ago then, like we asked you, you know. And then it was like, you know, well, we can't come because of this, we can't do it because of that, and then it's like, oh, for heck's sake. The cows were taken out the field this morning, and I saw it, and my brain just went, huh? Yeah, but now we can't afford it. So it's so annoying. It's just frustrating, and you know, you got loads of people just saying like, don't stress about it, don't do this or that. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So I'm focusing on what I can focus on, which, you know, ceiling tomorrow, direct antique furniture people up the blooming stairs, because It's just, yeah, it's got to come in here. It's just got to. Oh, into my mum's room, I suppose. It's going to be a lot of shifting things around. But yeah. But as I said, I mean, my carpet's here now. I'll have to ask George and Co to bring it inside so it doesn't get wet. That's going to have to live in the living room for flaming ages. Unless I can get it up into the bedroom and just have it sat there. But, me. I don't know. No. Anyway, it's basically just like a big ball of stress at the moment. We will either be ready for Christmas or we won't. I'm just like... To be honest, my goal at the moment is the gym. Because the gym has always been doable. And if we can push to get the workshop up, if that does actually turn up tomorrow when it should, we might be able to convince George and Co to get that up. Because unlike the summer house, which is quite complicated and has a lot of glass and stuff, the workshop is fairly simple. It is a fairly simple build. It will just take them most of the day. But if they get the workshop up, they can then also, build the fence from it. So it changes the dynamic of what's being done in the garden. But on the other hand, they did say it's best not to put the buildings up while the trees are up. But I'm just like, if we keep waiting for things, nothing's ever going to happen, And if they're pulling the trees down with a tractor and some rope, I don't really see how it would hit the building. Because they're going to have to be just as careful around the decking. Because if the tree goes the wrong way, it's going to take half the decking out with it. So, just like, Anyway, that is today's manic panic update. Tomorrow should be a lot of exciting stuff, I think, to be honest, yeah. We're just going to power on now, power through it all. Oh, I've got a new grill as well, that turned up. We've got a grill and we've got it's like a mini stove sort of thing. Like a hot point induction hob stove. Because we were getting sick and tired of waiting. So literally the only thing we don't have now is an oven. But we have it's the Tefal grill thing. You can do like casseroles and stuff in it. And you can cook like steak and duck and chicken and stuff like that. So I'm just like, actually, that covers a lot of bases. I could literally do Christmas now if I had to without ovens. It would just be complicated as all hell. But I can do it. And to be honest, the kitchen is so big, I could get a lot of help in and it'd be fine. So we're getting there. It's just... it's fast and slow at the same time. Stress. So much stress. Oh. On the plus side, everything's starting to get spookier. And my mum brought 2 pumpkins home. So I've got pumpkins to carve at some point. We've also got loads of stuff planned for Halloween. So there's a fly in it. I'm just like, leave. Yeah, loads of stuff planned for Halloween with the twins. Loads of stuff planned for just me and my mother. And we were going to look for a pub, hopefully for Halloween night. Just to have a day off. Oh. So, that's my day. I hope yours is at least going better. And yeah, I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. Oh well, it'll be next week for you, but same difference.